we're going to get started. We will have somebody coming in midway to help with the ceremony a little bit. They're running a little bit behind. I just want to say welcome to the 17th induction and honor cord ceremony for Epsilon Pi Tau. We are excited today to have a very large induction class this year. We've had some smaller ones the last few years. So I want to congratulate everyone getting inducted right now for their academic successes and endeavors. I also want to thank Sister Lisa Oliveri and Hafsa Abdul Malik for helping. They are both part of this honorary society already. Sister Lisa is the founding trustee, and Hafsa was inducted in 21. So, and I want to thank Jeff Carroll for taking pictures. Okay. Ready? You start.
Honorable Basileus, some students seek admittance into Epsilon Pi Tau.
Who seeks to be admitted?
Apprentices who, having studied, served, and searched for new knowledge, now seek to participate in the work and ideals of this honor society.
Have their past records been thoroughly evaluated?
Their records have been thoroughly investigated and appraised.
Are they deemed worthy of membership to Epsilon Pi Tau?
They are recommended for this honor. Apprentices, if you desire to become members of this honored society, answer, I do.
1,000.
Honorable Basileus, these apprentices desire to be admitted.
Have you discerned the worthiness of these apprentices?
All preliminaries leading to the admittance of the apprentices have been satisfactorily completed. I present the following apprentices. Please stand when your name is called. Benjamin Beretta, Jose Codra, Elijah Moore, Bill Wynn, Alejandro Redondo Sybeck, Cheryl Ann Watkins, Chad Woolfolk.
It's not here. The report will suffice. I know of no reason why the apprentices should not be advanced into Epsilon Pi Tau. They will now be given further instructions. You guys can sit down. All right. Give heed to Historiographus, who will unfold for you the record of Epsilon Pi Tau. Jans.
Friends, it is my pleasure as historian to reveal to you the story of the development of Epsilon Pi Tau. Since the dawn of civilization, people of like minds and kindred purposes have banded together for the advancement of their common welfare and the more complete integration of the social structure. Noble minds have brought forth noble professional organizations that have fostered ideals to fruition and have spurred into action those retiring souls whom the world might have suffered to pass unheard and unsung. These bonds among kindred minds have vanquished the tyrant, enlightened the masses, elevated right above might, disposed the demagogue, and imparted to each individual the wisdom that formerly abided only in the favored few. In no less lofty ideals was Epsilon Pi Tau honorary conceived and born. Early in the year 1928, a small group of scholars gathered periodically around a seminar table at The Ohio State University. Visioning a need for an organization of mutually interested minds, they began to study the feasibility of a Greek letter honorary for the academic fields and professional practice areas we now associate with technology. The seed thus sown germinated into a tentative organization that undertook to prepare a statement of ideals and to recommend ways and means by which these ideals might be fostered and perpetuated. Many and vigorous were the discussions before an agreement was reached. The tangible results of these deliberations may be seen in the dynamic history of this honor society. While 4 generations have passed since this Committee reflected so profoundly, its ideals apply even as new professional fields emerge and existing fields are reconceived. The ideals are also appropriate to new and emerging professions that continue to evolve in every area of the enterprise and service sectors of society in response to technological developments. The ideals of this honorary will assuredly endure. Listen well, apprentices, as the ideals are disclosed to you. The first of these is to esteem the function of technological capability and skill as it applies in the professions in technology. The second is to promote social and professional proficiency, not only in the more restricted context of the individual with others, but also in the broader relationships of our professions in the whole of society. The third is to foster and reward research and to respect, value, and use the products of scholarly endeavor. These ideals, with all that they mean, have been bequeathed to you by the founders of Epsilon Pi Tau. Apprentices, we believe that these ideals will attract and inspire any person who is to contribute to the leadership of our programs. They may be summed up in three cardinal concepts. The first, the capability to appreciate the role and implications of technology and to use its products judiciously and skillfully. Second, a disposition and ability to achieve professional ideals. And third, a desire and capacity to engage in or benefit from the search for truth. These three concepts are expressed by the Greek words technike, pragmatia, and exegesis. They constitute the philosophy of Epsilon Pi Tau. And now, my friends, as historian, I challenge you to develop and make the most of your capacities through the years, and to be ever mindful of the philosophy just unfolded in the ideals of Epsilon Pi Tau. Through them, it is your opportunity to go far.
Thank you, Historiographus. All right. Historiographus has revealed, in part, the history of our honorary. Listen now to the lesson of our first counselor, technike.
Behold, technike. It represents the ideal of technological capability and skill, and the use of technology to utilize resources for the extension of human potential. Soon after humans inhabited the earth, technological capability and skill were born. When the first stone was used as a tool, technike began to develop. The molding of bronze and iron to our will was a significant advancement for technike. Today, technike is manifest in systems and processes related to information, organizations, and materials. Through its magic, life is improved and extended, and we undertake the challenges presented by new frontiers that evolve out of existing fields, such as wireless communication, nanotechnology, biomedicine, and space. The achievements of technike are many, and no person has yet foreseen their end. I counsel you to cultivate technike with diligence. Pragmatia. Listen to pragmatia, to social and professional proficiency. Through technike has enabled us to creatively use the resources of nature. Pragmatia was also needed if the desire for growth and service was to be realized. When we have learned the lesson of pragmatia, we are able to live in peace and to assume an effective place in our society. When we take pragmatia to heart, we are strengthened by an invulnerable defense against defeat and the frustration of our ideals. Only then are we able, in truly great measure, to reap the rewards of our skill. But pragmatia is not lightly won. To achieve it, you must know and respect others and must be subordinate self in showing consideration for them. Remember that you profit most when you further your interests of profession and contribute to the advancement of society. Stern, unremitting effort is required to hold oneself in check and to think of professional and social needs first. Yet, if you would learn by trial and error, by observation and practice, by taking thought and seeking truth, how you may become an effective member of this honorary and of other groups, remember always that if you would succeed, you must achieve pragmatia.
Apprentices, since you have learned that for success you must unite pragmatia with technique, even so, with this golden pin, I join the emblems of the two counselors who have spoken, or in this case, one. So behold, apprentices, the added extent and power of the two bars together. With two precipices, we can progress further than with one. Yet there is something missing that would ensure completeness and stability in our symbolism of these principles of life. So listen therefore to our third counselor, Extasis.
This is the golden bar of extasis, or research and its uses. It is symbolic of the research for truth and represents the chief instrument of our programs. Progress not only for our honorary, but also for the whole human race. Long after we had achieved the molding of nature to our desire through the exercise of technological capability and skill, or technique, long after we had learned to live in a society through the practice of social and professional proficiency, or pragmatia, we learned the power of extasis. To what ends do people toil? For what purposes do they participate in social groups? The best means of achieving those ends, of fulfilling those purposes, is through extasis, or research. To those who come with open minds and seek by objective methods, extasis, slowly but surely reveals the precious grains of truth that lead way from darkness to light. Less and less the will of the tyrant or the glittering generalities of the demagogue direct our destinies. The seeker, the thinker, is more and more the one who leads. I counsel you to make extasis your constant companion. Strive diligently to the objective, to suspend judgment until all facts are known, and to support assertions with data and factual information. This wins admiration of colleagues and contributes mightily to successful leadership. Master the ways of research and use them honestly, for though extasis comes to truth.
Apprentices, even as was linked technique and pragmatia, with these golden pins, I now link extasis to technique and pragmatia. You will now observe the stability that is the result of interlocking of these bars of technological capability and skill, social and professional proficiency, and research. Nothing can shake the strength of these three. They mutually reinforce one another. Moreover, that which was without significant form is now imbued with all the attributes of the triangle. That you may better understand the significance of this symbol, give heed, apprentices, to historiographists as the history of the Trinity and the development of humanity is unfolded to you.
The concept of three, or triunity, was a potent factor in the early history of humanity, but the origin of the triangle is shrouded in the mists of dim antiquity. The properties of the triangle must have been known about 3700 BC, for the first king of the 4th dynasty of Egypt used it in designing and constructing the Great Pyramid. The triangle ranks as a most important figure. It is the simplest that can be drawn with straight lines. Without knowledge of the properties of the triangle, the science of geometry would have been impossible. At one time, the equilateral triangle was considered a sacred symbol. It was common in the Phoenician, Egyptian, Greek, and other ancient languages. Whenever an oath of importance was taken in the days of Pythagoras, it was administered on the equilateral triangle. Our honorary has chosen to reflect the constructive and stable qualities of this ancient symbol as emblematic of the ideals of Epsilon Pi Tau, as presented to you by the three counselors, Technicae, Pragmatia, and Exitasis.
Thank you. And so, if you would develop your potentials to the utmost, you must cultivate and maintain within you Technicae, Pragmatia, and Exitasis. This honor society will assist you in the process of your personal and professional development. Its members have chosen to admit you to their numbers because of their belief in your ability to grow. Do not disappoint them. Put forth your best efforts, strive and succeed. The opportunity is yours. And now, one ceremony remains. Will all members and apprentices please stand and repeat after me? Repeat after me the obligation of Epsilon Pi Tau. It will not conflict with your obligations to your God, your country, or other people. Say I and pronounce your full name. I, Andrea Wenzel, on my honor, do promise, in the presence of the members of this honorary, to respect and uphold the ideals of Epsilon Pi Tau. I agree to abide by the laws, rules, decrees, and actions of the honorary. I pledge to endeavor to perfect myself in Technicae, in Pragmatia, in Exitasis, to honor and respect these three. In works and efforts of others, whether members of the honorary or not. To all this, I pledge my word. You may be seated. The Honor Society is governed by the Code, which includes the Constitution and bylaws, and operating procedures for the chapters, and provides guidelines for the Board of Trustees from the Board of Directors, Executive Director, and Chapter Trustees. Regional directors nominated by trustees and co-trustees of their respected region and elected by the members of the region form the board, which appoints the executive director. In fulfilling its purpose in advancing professions in technology, Epsilon Pi Tau supports several professional associations and encourages the expression and sharing of various interests and views. We are encouraged to view the Epsilon Pi Tau website, which was recently redone, that provides significant member services and provides a forum and communication devices for its members. And now, I want to close with the admonition that whenever you find yourself in a locality where a member is known to live or chapter is located, aka this college, make yourself known so that you may mutually share the benefits and pleasures of association with other members of this honorary. I now declare you members in full standing of the International Honor Society for Professions in Technology, Epsilon Pi Tau. With all rights and privileges thereto appertaining, I counsel you to look well to your development so that you may become still more worthy members of the honorary. And now I do want to present certificates and honor cords to our graduating seniors as well. So first up is Ben Beretta.
Did you get the trick or you need to get back? Family, you know the trick thing. They can come back and here. So they, it's for no podcast.
Side mate.
Fighting it.
Yep.
I don't know if my glasses are going or something. Yeah. Please.
Thank.
Elijah Moore.
Good.
Bill Wynn.
Right there.
Okay.
Did you just back up?
They'll my hubby. Picture of what.
Look.
Well, it wasn't time for them up. They had it. Expected everything.
Pleasure.
All right, Alejandro Redondo Saibak. I'm not as exciting as your basketball announcers.
Okay.
Yeah. We can take a picture together.
Cheryl Ann Watkins.
Give me 20 favorite.
All right. And I have 3 honor cords that I do need to distribute. First and foremost, Elijah Moore, please come back up here. These 3 will be walking, plus Brian Wall, who was not able to come tonight because he graduated in December, so.
Yeah.
Right.
Bill Wynn.
They walk.
And last but not least, Cheryl Ann Watkins.
Then
Right.
All right, everybody. Thank you again for coming out tonight, and congratulations to everyone that was inducted.